Our story begins on a quiet morning. The room is silent until suddenly the phone starts to vibrate. A young man slowly opens his eyes. He lies in bed, covered with a white blanket. Clothes are scattered across the floor. He sits up, touches his head, and mutters, "Damn it, how did I end up in a hotel bed?" Slowly, he turns his head and sees a beautiful woman sleeping beside him. For a moment, he freezes his eyes wide open. He looks like someone who just had a long, intimate conversation with a stranger. Then, his phone buzzes again. He glances at the screen. It shows a name, Zhao Jia. He frowns and mutters, "Zhao Jia. I clearly remember her." The young man checks his phone. There are a few new messages. "Why have you stayed silent for so long? You've mastered your skills, haven't you? Aren't you afraid I'll get angry?" He stares at the screen for a moment and whispers, "Zhao Jia. I clearly remember her." He looks confused. Then he thinks, "Not long after entering freshman year, she dumped me." He frowns and says softly, "What's going on? She clearly blocked me on WeChat. But why is she messaging me now, and in such a tone, like we're still in a relationship?" He looks at his phone again, checking the date. His eyes widen in shock. This date, am I reborn? He can't believe what he's seeing. It feels like he's returned to the past. Suddenly, memories flash through his mind. The moment she broke up with him, Jiang Cheng. "You're always slow in sending red envelopes. Your emotional value is too low. You don't understand me at all. You don't really love me. I found someone who understands and loves me more." The man beside her laughed and said, "I say, buddy, be smart and disappear. Standing here just makes everyone uncomfortable." Jiang Cheng lowered his head, feeling helpless. He thought to himself, "I promised to love and cherish her, to be with her forever." But reality hit me hard. He sighed and continued. And knowing her personality, the next step would be to find an excuse to ask for a red envelope. Then he looked at his phone again and whispered, the same familiar pattern and tone as before. Just as I expected. Jiang Cheng glanced at himself and gave a faint smile. At last, he understood something. "I never realized I was so blinded by love before I had no bottom line." He laughed quietly, shaking his head. Then, he made up his mind. "Now that I've decided, it's better to end it today than delay it any longer." He picked up his phone and began typing quickly. "Zhao Jia, let's break up." Almost immediately, a message popped up. Jiang Cheng, "What do you mean? Are you really asking to break up?" He replied calmly, "What do I mean? The literal meaning don't you understand?" I said, "Let's break up." Another message appeared on the screen. "Why?" Jiang Cheng looked at it, his expression calm and resolute. Zhao Jia's messages kept coming one after another. "I'm asking you because I'm giving you a chance. Giving you a way out. Just take it. Have you seen my message? Be serious." Jiang Cheng looked at the screen calmly. He took a deep breath and replied, "Zhao Jia, I'm very serious. We have different values. There's no point in continuing this. Let's part ways peacefully." A reply came almost instantly. "Fine, you said it yourself. Let's break up. Don't regret it." Jiang Cheng stared at his phone for a moment. He didn't feel sad, only calm, as if a heavy weight had been lifted from his heart. Just as he sent his final message, another text from Zhao Jia appeared. "I gave you another chance and you still chose to cheat on me. Am I crazy? I regret you. And you'll regret this too." Before he could even react, something strange happened. A glowing blue screen suddenly appeared in front of him. "Host is determined and resolute. Congratulations to the host for activating the Dream Come True system." Jiang Cheng froze, staring at the bright screen. "What? The Godly Rich system?" He looked down at his phone, completely stunned. Then, a slow smile crept onto his face. "Oh my God, in my last life, nothing ever went right. But in this life, I've been reborn and now I have 2 cheat systems." He laughed softly, disbelief flickering in his eyes. "Looks like this time, the heavens are really letting me reach the peak of life." A blue holographic screen appeared in front of Jiang Cheng, displaying his new system details. Name, Jiang Cheng, age 18. Height 182 centimeters, appearance 85 points level. He stared at the numbers, gasping in disbelief. "Wait, that's it? So plain and simple yet so insanely overpowered. You mean I can earn 10 cents per second?" He quickly did the math in his head. "That's 8,640 yuan a day, which means 200 vira a month. Damn, isn't this too awesome?" Suddenly, the screen flashed again. "Congratulations once again to the host for receiving the novice gift pack. Would you like to open it?" Jiang Cheng grinned confidently and pointed at the hologram. "Open." A bright light erupted before his eyes as the system's voice echoed in his head. "Congratulations to the host for obtaining the following rewards. Novice cash reward, 10 million yuan. Super sports car, SU7 Ultra. Primary shopping critical card. Each card has a maximum spending limit of 1 million yuan. Friendly scanner." A golden light shimmered in the air and descended onto the table, gleaming like treasure. Just then, his phone buzzed with a notification. "Your China Merchants Bank card ending in 5456 has received a transfer of 10 million yuan. Current balance, 10,032,000. Jiang Cheng blinked at the screen, his expression a mix of awe and disbelief. It's real. The system money actually came through. Jiang Cheng's eyes widened. A smile crept across his face, though he was still in shock. A genuine bank transfer, real luxury car keys, but what's this friendly scanner? He looked around in confusion. Then, from the bed behind him, came a faint sound, a soft whisper in a dream. He slowly turned his head toward the girl sleeping beside him. Suddenly, the scanner activated. A blue holographic screen appeared above the sleeping woman. Name: Yu Xiao, age 25. Height: 65 centimeters. Appearance: 93. Body: 94. Privacy: 1. Friendliness: 60. Normal intimacy. Blinked in surprise. Oh, so this is the friendly scanner. Interesting. He leaned closer, studying the values, and frowned slightly. The rest are easy to understand, but what does the privacy value mean? He tapped on the word privacy. Instantly, a message popped up on the screen. Privacy value indicates the number of intimate experiences with the opposite sex. Jiang Cheng froze, staring at the scanner in disbelief. Wait a second, doesn't privacy 1 mean Yu Xiaoxiao's first man is me? His face turned crimson as the realization hit him. The scene suddenly shifted, a flashback. Sorry, the user you are trying to reach has turned off their phone. Jiang Cheng sighed, gripping his phone tightly. That day, I was at my lowest. I called Zhao Jia, no answer. Sent messages, no reply. I was so frustrated I went to a bar to drink, and that's where I met Yu Xiaoxiao, also drinking, also heartbroken. They sat side by side at the bar, both silent, both lost in their own pain. Back in the present, Jiang Cheng looked thoughtful, a faint sigh escaping his lips. So that's how it all began. Although she gave me her first experience, her friendliness value is only 60. That means Yu Xiaoxiao was just drunk, emotionally hurt by something, and she didn't actually fall in love with me at first sight. He sighed softly and rubbed his forehead. Yu Xiaoxiao slowly opened her eyes. The morning light spilled gently across the room, painting everything in a warm glow. She blinked, looking around in confusion, trying to remember what had happened the night before. Jiang Cheng exhaled quietly and gave a faint, helpless smile, still struggling to believe everything that had just happened. Noticing his expression, Yu Xiaoxiao teased lightly. You sigh and smile the same way you did while drinking. You really have a calm heart, don't you? Jiang Cheng turned toward her and said gently, Sister, I'm not thinking about the past. She raised an eyebrow. Then why are you awake so early? What's on your mind? He smiled softly. I was just wondering why I didn't meet you sooner. Yu Xiaoxiao blinked, a little taken aback by his words. Suddenly, the system voice echoed in Jiang Cheng's mind. Due to the host's outstanding performance, 2 rewards have been granted. Reward 1. Super speed sports car. Reward 2. Skill. Enhanced communication. Jiang Cheng blinked in surprise. What? You can even get rewards for this kind of thing. Before he could react further, Yu Xiaoxiao looked at him curiously. You seem different. Even the way you talk feels completely changed. The next morning, sunlight flooded the room. Jiang Cheng stretched and yawned. As he sat up, fragments of the previous night came rushing back to him. His eyes suddenly widened. Wait, Yu Xiaoxiao thought I was a cowherd? He turned his gaze toward the table and froze. A thick envelope lay there, filled with neatly stacked cash and a handwritten note beside it. Thank you for your hospitality. I had a nice evening. You should also have some good soup. Jiang Cheng stared at the note for several seconds, his face twitching in disbelief. This thickness, 10,000 yuan. Quite generous, he muttered sarcastically, shaking his head. A bitter laugh escaped his lips. So she really thought I was some kind of hired man. Before him, the glowing system cards floated in midair, shining like stars in the night sky. The system's calm, mechanical voice echoed in his mind. A consumption-critical hit card allows you to multiply any money you spend, 10-fold, 20-fold, or even 50-fold, depending on your luck. Jiang Cheng stroked his chin thoughtfully. If I buy a supercar worth 10 million and get 50 times cashback, that's 500 million. He paused, a confident smirk forming on his face. But if I save my cards and use them wisely, I could earn even more. The smarter I play, the richer I become. The city lights shimmered in his eyes, reflecting his newfound determination. Since I've been reborn and blessed with this cheat ability, I won't waste it. This time, I'll live differently. I'll become a world-famous tycoon and write my own legend. The night sky glowed faintly as the golden sports car behind him roared to life, its engine growling like a beast. And thus began Jiang Cheng's journey toward unstoppable wealth. After leaving the hotel, Jiang Cheng walked confidently through the city streets, a calm smile on his face. There's still some time before the big companies start to rise, he thought. If I can gather enough capital now, I can buy their original shares before anyone else. He clenched his fist lightly. Those companies will be the foundation of my future empire. A golden car glimmered under the sunlight as Jiang Cheng pressed the key, the engine roaring to life. The system's data flashed through his mind, reminding him of the city's market rules. Chengdu's policy doesn't limit house purchases, only supply. As long as I avoid bank loans, I can control the market myself. He smiled with determination. Perfect. These $5 million critical hit cards are just right for buying a house. As Jiang Chang approached his car, a young woman standing nearby turned her head with a charming smile. Leaning slightly against the golden car, she asked softly, "Brother, is this luxury car yours?" Yang Chang glanced at her calmly, his tone relaxed but confident. "Yeah, what's wrong?" The woman leaned forward slightly, her tone soft and pleading. "Can you please give me a ride? I'm in a hurry to get home. The app says the water pipe in my house has burst. Can you help me?" Yang Chang looked at her for a moment. Just then, a faint blue light flickered in his eyes. The system activated friendly scanner. Start name, Chen Licky, age 23, height. Jiang Chung raised an eyebrow. So proactive privacy value 28, that's expected. But a friendliness of 90, we just met. He leaned back in his seat, a confident smile curving his lips. Looking at the woman, he said calmly, "Sorry it's too crowded for me to be with 28 like-minded people." Before she could respond, the car engine roared, and in an instant, his golden supercar sped away, leaving only smoke and disbelief behind. The woman stood frozen on the sidewalk, her eyes wide. This, how did he know I had 28 boyfriends? Her heart raced in shock. Damn. Who the hell is he? Chen Licky remained on the sidewalk, still thinking about the mysterious man who had just driven away. She sighed softly. It's not every day you meet someone so handsome. And before she could finish her thought, an old man nearby turned toward her with a cheerful smile. "Young lady, did I hear you say you've got a problem with your sewer?" He puffed up his chest proudly. "Allow me to introduce myself. I've got 30 years of professional pipe maintenance experience. If that handsome guy can't fix it, I'll do it for you." The woman froze for a moment, her expression shifting from surprise to anger. "You disgusting man," the old plumber raised his hands nervously. "Now, wait, if some young pretty boy can fix your pipes, why can't a licensed professional? I've got union certification and everything." The woman's face turned red with anger and embarrassment. "Oh no, you make me sick. Get away from me." The old man stood there, confused. As people around them started laughing, he frowned and asked, "What are you all laughing at? What's so funny?" One of the bystanders leaned over with a smirk and whispered, "Old man, her pipe problem isn't the literal kind. She meant something else, you know, that kind of thing." The old man's eyes widened in shock as the crowd's laughter grew louder. Meanwhile, the woman hurried away, covering her face in frustration, still unable to forget the mysterious man who had driven off earlier, the one who somehow knew her secret. Frustrated and embarrassed, Chen Licky stomped her foot on the ground, her voice trembling with anger. Damn it, what a terrible day. Everything seemed to go wrong. First, the mysterious guy had rejected her, and then that old man had embarrassed her in front of everyone. At the real estate office, a luxurious golden car slowly pulled up in front. The staff turned their heads immediately. "Welcome," said the new real estate agent, Xiao Du, with a polite smile. But her senior colleague frowned as he glanced at the car. "Another rich kid showing off daddy's car," he muttered under his breath. "What a waste of time, let Xiao handle this one." Then the car door opened. Jiang Cheng stepped out, tall and composed, his sharp eyes scanning the building ahead. Inside the real estate office, the new agent Xiao Du looked nervous. "Senior, I haven't been here long. You're expecting me to handle this alone?" Her senior smirked. "We've practiced this routine plenty of times. Just follow the procedure." Moments later, Jiang Cheng walked in. His calm gaze met hers. "Welcome, sir. I'm Xie from Lianjie Real Estate. How may I assist you today?" With a slight smile, he replied, "Show me some suitable properties." Xia blinked in surprise, but quickly regained her composure. "Of course. Do you have any preferred developments in mind? And what's your approximate budget?" Meanwhile, her senior watched from the side, a cigarette dangling between his fingers. He sneered quietly. "Don't blame me for being cautious, Xia. This business is cutthroat. Not every customer is a buyer. You've got to learn to filter them out first." Xia opened the property catalog on her tablet, smiling politely. "These units are reasonably priced and fully furnished. Compact apartments very popular these days. Sir, what do you think?" Jiang Cheng leaned back slightly, his tone calm but confident. "Skip the budget options. Show me properties around 1 million. Xia froze for a moment, blinking in surprise. "Oh, of course. Let me check right away." A few minutes later, she looked up again. "Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have any area preferences, sir?" Yang Chung crossed his arms and gave a faint smile. "Look for easily rentable locations. No unfinished units. Basic or premium renovations are fine." "Understood. Please wait a second." Sir Jiang Chung quietly observed the young agent sitting beside him. So inexperienced she must be new, he thought. Though her speech was a little awkward, her sincerity stood out. No fake sales tactics, no rehearsed lines, just honesty. She's genuine. Refreshing. Let me scan her state. A faint digital screen flashed before his eyes. Age 19. Height once. He smiled faintly. She started working without even going to college? That's not easy. Xia looked up eagerly and said, "Sir, please take a look at these. They have good layouts and are near shopping districts. Recently renovated. Priced between 300,000 and a little over 1 million. Jiang Chung nodded thoughtfully. The system's beginner critical strike cards cap at 1 million, he murmured. I can't buy anything above that. Xia tilted her head. Are you unsatisfied, sir? Should I find other properties? He quickly calculated in his mind. Now it's priced around 800 to 900k aren't cost-effective. Even a small difference could waste my critical strike multiplier. I need properties priced exactly around 1 million. He leaned back and smiled confidently. The real investment was about to begin. Jiang Cheng looked at the listings and spoke calmly. Can you negotiate these 1 million plus properties? If possible, I'll buy 5 at once. Xia's eyes widened in disbelief. Yes, sir. Are you sure you want 5 units? He nodded slightly. If you can bring each down to exactly 1 million, I'll purchase all 5 in cash. Her jaw dropped. What full cash payment? Jiang Cheng smiled faintly. Yes, cash. And after the purchase, I'll hire you to manage the rental. Xia's eyes sparkled with excitement. If this is true, the commission from sales and rentals combined, my God. Her face lit up with joy. Sir, I'll absolutely make this deal happen. Outside the office door, the senior agent overheard everything. His eyes widened in disbelief. What? That rich kid is buying 5 units in cash. I completely misjudged him. He clenched his fists in regret. I want to slap myself a few times right now. Moments later, the manager entered the room with Xia. Sir, I'm the manager. Miss Xia and I have secured 5 units totaling 5 million. Our commission is 2%. Please sign these contracts. Jiang Cheng smiled confidently. I'll sign now. I trust Xia. I'll contact her directly for future purchases. Xia could hardly believe her luck. This deal has a 2% commission. After the agency cut, I'll still earn 40 to 50,000. Her heart raced with excitement, and he said he'll buy more later. What kind of man is he? Just then, a bright digital light flashed before Jiang Cheng's eyes. Beginner critical strike card activated. 35x multiplier, 35 million awarded, 45 million awarded, 50x multiplier, 50 million awarded. One after another, the system notifications rang out. Jiang Cheng stood still, the blue glow of the interface reflecting in his eyes. I was expecting just 10 times the return, he thought in shock. Turns out I was way off. Good thing I stuck to the 1 million limit, otherwise I would have lost a fortune. A final message appeared before him. Congratulations to the host for leveling up. Host gains 0.8 yuan every second. Name: Jiang Cheng, age 18. A confident smile forming on his face. The system had just turned one bold purchase into a fortune. Jiang Cheng chuckled to himself. Maybe Xia really is my lucky star. I spent 75 million and got back 230 million, plus nearly 70,000 in daily income. He smiled faintly. This cheat-powered life is so different from before. Guess I can afford to splurge a little. Turning toward her, he said calmly, Xia, come with me for a moment. Startled, she looked up. What is it, sir? Before she could say more, the manager leaned in with a sly grin. Xia, thanks to Mr. Jiang, you earned your commission today. Take him to dinner tonight. Build a good relationship. Xia looked flustered. Mr. Jiang, maybe not tonight. Let's get to know each other better. First, Jiang Cheng raised an eyebrow. What do you mean, not tonight? Just give me your bank account number. She blinked in confusion. Transfer? Why would you transfer me money? Jiang Cheng smiled faintly, holding up his phone. Today, you're my lucky star. I want to see you again, and I want to thank you properly. Xia froze, her cheeks turning red. Her thoughts spun wildly. What is Mr. Jiang even saying? I don't understand any of this. Moments later, her phone buzzed. She glanced down and her eyes widened in disbelief. 35,000 yuan? Jiang Cheng simply smiled, brushing his hair back with casual elegance. I made nearly 200 million from her deal, giving her 35,000 to build goodwill. That's completely reasonable. As the notification appeared on her screen, Xia's face lit up with joy. Our friendliness. 85 blushing. She smiled brightly. Mr. Jiang, let's exchange WeChat. I'll treat you to dinner to thank you. Jiang Cheng smirked inwardly. Just 35,000, and her friendliness jumped from 50 to 85. The power of money really is wonderful. As they exchanged contacts, Xia's heart began to race. For the first time, she looked closely at Mr. Jiang and realized he's actually quite handsome. She blushed slightly, caught off guard by her own thoughts. Jiang Cheng, calm as ever, simply smiled and said, "One Xiao Xia, you've worked hard. I'm leaving for now. See you next time." As he turned to leave, Xia suddenly called out, "Wait, Mr. Jiang." She rushed after him, holding her phone tightly, but before she could reach him, the deep roar of an engine filled the air. Jiang Cheng was already seated in his sleek golden car. The window rolled down, revealing his calm, confident smile. He waved lightly. "You've done well today, Xiao Xia. See you next time." 20 minutes later, Yang Cheng pushed open the door and called out with a relaxed smile, "Mom, I'm home." His mother greeted him warmly, handing him a plate. "You're just in time. Here's your favorite chilled watermelon." He chuckled softly and took a bite. "Thanks," Mom said across the room. His father looked up from the sofa. "So, where were you wandering off to this time? Didn't you say you wanted to go on a graduation trip? Have you decided where to go yet?" Jiang Qing paused for a moment, thinking, then replied, I'm thinking of going to Madu. I plan to apply to Madu University, so I want to check out the area first. Jiang Qing's father looked up from his phone, adjusting his glasses. That's up to you. I'll have your mom transfer you some travel money. You can handle the rest yourself. Before Jiang could reply, his mom chuckled softly from the side. Honey, you're going to spoil him if you just throw money at him. Don't let him become a daddy's boy or a mama's boy, or he'll have a hard time finding a wife. Jiang Qing sighed and hid his face behind a slice of watermelon. Oh, Mom, please don't bring up that topic again. But inside, his thoughts were different. I'm not the same naive Jiang Cheng from my past life. This time, I won't disappoint you. I'll find you a good daughter-in-law. The next day, Jiang Cheng boarded his flight, holding his ticket as he scanned the rows. He muttered quietly, I should have booked earlier. Since I bought it last minute, I could only get an economy seat. It's really cramped for someone my height. He moved carefully down the aisle, murmuring, excuse me. As he passed by, his shoulder brushed against someone. When he turned around, his eyes widened in surprise. Zhou Ying. The girl blinked, equally startled. You're Jiang Cheng. A brief silence hung between them. Then both glanced down at their tickets. This is my seat, Jiang Qing said, showing his boarding pass. What a coincidence, Zhou Ying replied with a faint smile. This is my seat too. Zhou Ying smiled lightly and turned away, her long hair brushing past her shoulders. Thanks, she said softly as she walked toward her seat. Before Jiang Qing could even sit down, a loud voice cut through the air. Well, hello, beautiful. My seat's here too. What an honor to be traveling with you. A man with slick back hair and dark sunglasses grinned broadly, his tone dripping with false confidence. Jiang Qing frowned slightly, glancing at him. Zhou Ying's smile vanished, her eyes narrowing in silent irritation. There was a brief pause, then Jiang Qing spoke calmly. Zhou Ying, you take the inside seat. As they moved toward their seats, the annoying passenger muttered, Hey bro, that seat's for the lady, right? You can't just go switching seats on the plane. Jiang Qing leaned back with a calm smile. We're together. What's it to you? It's none of your business how we decide to sit. The man froze, embarrassed, while Zhou Ying tried to hide her smile. They finally settled into their seats. The stranger beside them, a chatty guy wearing glasses, leaned forward eagerly. So what are you going to Madu for? Beautiful Zhou Ying replied politely. Work, I guess. Then she turned slightly toward Jiang Qing. What about you, Jiang Qing? He smiled faintly. I was bored at home, so I decided to take a trip. That's great, she said. So you're on vacation. Before they could continue, the man in glasses interrupted again. I just graduated. I had to repeat a year, but I made it. My name's Qian Shen. It's a pleasure to meet you. Beautiful Zhou Ying stayed quiet, her polite smile fading. Qian Shen kept talking. I should warn you, Madu has a lot of tourist traps. I've been there before. The hotels are a disaster. But the one I'm staying at is great. My dad arranged it, and they're even sending a car to pick me up. If you guys need a ride, I can have them drop you off too. He rambled on nonstop, trying to impress Zhou Ying with his forced confidence. Before he could continue, Jiang Cheng finally spoke, calm and polite. No thanks. The room I booked also has an airport pickup service. She's with me, so don't trouble yourself. His tone was effortless, almost casual. Qian Shen blinked, clearly caught off guard. For real? Which hotel did you book? Jiang Cheng looked straight ahead, his voice steady. Amanyang Yun. The words hit like thunder. Wait, you said Amanyang Yun. Qian Shen's jaw dropped open. The Amanyang Yun, the ultra-luxury hotel that cost $3.3 billion to build, the one that uses relics from a 1,000-year-old ancient town. He leaned closer, still trying to sound composed. But I've stayed there before. The Ming Pavilion room over 9,000 a night doesn't even have an airport pickup service. Jiang Cheng didn't even turn his head. His tone remained calm, almost bored. I wouldn't know about that. I booked a courtyard villa. Qian Shen blinked, stunned. Are you serious? Zhou Ying's eyes widened slightly, a small smile forming on her lips. The courtyard villa, that's 80,000 a night, she said softly. Jiang Cheng, I never would have guessed you were a rich kid. Jiang Cheng smiled faintly, leaning back in his seat. Please, as if you aren't a rich kid yourself. Zhou Ying blinked in surprise, then laughed quietly. She hadn't expected him to notice. The scene shifted back to her past. Zhou Ying wasn't just the pride of her school. She was the city's well-known heiress, born into a family of wealth and power. Every morning, she arrived at school in her family's Bentley, sometimes even a Rolls-Royce, drawing everyone's attention without even trying. But despite all that, she was never arrogant. She never boasted, never acted superior. While others whispered about her behind her back, Zhou Ying would simply sit quietly in class, focused on her studies, calm, distant, and elegant, the kind of girl who made others nervous just by looking at her. But soon after, things changed. I heard her family ran into some trouble, someone once whispered in the hallway. She started walking to school after that. From that day on, the once pampered heiress walked quietly through the school gates like everyone else, her pride hidden behind calm, unflinching eyes. Now, sitting beside Jiang Cheng on the plane, she said softly, I'm hardly a rich girl. Now Jiang Cheng froze for a moment, realizing he'd said the wrong thing. Oops, change the subject. He thought quickly. And so, the two began to chat about their old school days. Zhou Ying smiled softly, her cheeks turning a faint pink. Our school really was pretty fun. Her laughter was gentle, a mix of nostalgia and warmth. Jiang Cheng looked at her, a bit surprised by how natural it felt to talk with her again after all these years. Inside, a small grin formed. Finally broke the ice, he thought. Let's check Zhou Ying's friendliness value again. A faint digital glow flashed before his eyes, unseen by anyone else. Name Zhou Ying, age 18. Height 172 centimeters. Looks 96. Figure 96. Privacy 0. Friendliness value 75. Jiang Cheng blinked in surprise. Her friendliness value is 75. A normal classmate's is only around 65. But Zhou Ying. He took a slow sip of water, careful not to reveal his reaction. Could it be that Zhou Ying has been paying attention to me all along? As the plane landed, the golden evening light spilled across the airport. Jiang Cheng walked calmly beside Zhou Ying, suitcase in hand. Hello, I'm Jiang Cheng. A woman in a professional gray suit stepped forward with a warm smile. Hello, Jiang Cheng. My name is Wang Yiyan. I'm your private butler, assigned to the courtyard villa you booked. Everyone nearby turned their heads. A private butler. Even Zhou Ying was momentarily stunned. Jiang Cheng simply nodded, his expression calm. Just as expected from a Manhwa Yun, so professional, he thought. Then he turned to Zhou Ying. By the way, Zhou Ying, where are you staying? She smiled faintly. I'm staying at a friend's house in Pudong. It's not on your way, so don't worry. I'll take a taxi myself. But Jiang Cheng shook his head gently. Get in, Zhou Ying. We're old classmates. No need to be shy. He looked at his butler. Wang, please take my classmate to Pudong first. Of course, sir, Wang Yian replied with a polite smile. As the car door opened, Zhou Ying hesitated for a moment before stepping inside. From a distance, someone watched the scene, a man with messy hair and jealous eyes. Is this guy for real? He muttered. A private butler, a luxury car, I bet it's all an act. Then his grin turned darker. If that girl gets fooled and ends up in trouble, I'll save her. She'll be so grateful, maybe she'll even spend the night with me. 25 minutes later, the car slowly came to a stop in front of Zhou Ying's friend's house. The evening sky glowed with soft orange light. Zhou Ying smiled warmly. Jiang Cheng, I'm really glad I ran into you today. Let's add each other on WeChat. I'll treat you to a meal sometime. Jiang Cheng nodded with a faint grin. Sure, you said it, so don't forget. She laughed lightly. How could I? Thank you so much for today. He smiled back. Don't mention it. See you next time. From a distance, a certain jealous classmate clenched his fists. He just let a girl that beautiful walk away, sigh, there goes my romantic night. Half an hour later, the car stopped in front of a breathtaking villa. The night sky shimmered above the quiet estate, and soft lights glowed from every window. Jiang Cheng stood at the gates of Manhwa Yun, taking in the view with satisfaction. Not bad at all, he thought with a smirk. Staying here was definitely the right call, worth every single penny. Inside, the atmosphere was elegant and serene. The air carried the faint scent of jasmine, and classical music played softly in the background. A gentle voice called out, Mr. Jiang Cheng, your bath is ready. Jiang Cheng nodded casually. All right, I'll take a bath then. The butler, perfectly composed, added politely, please allow me to prepare everything for you. It's part of our full-service experience. Jiang Cheng blinked in surprise. Wait, this is part of the service? The butler smiled professionally. Yes, sir. We ensure our guests experience absolute comfort. Jiang Cheng chuckled softly, shaking his head. Luxury really does have a different meaning here. As he walked toward the bath, the marble floor reflected the soft golden glow of the lights. Steam rose gently from the water, the air rich with the calming scent of lavender. Now this is what being rich feels like, he murmured with a satisfied grin. Little did he know, the super-rich system within him was about to activate again, bringing even greater surprises that money alone couldn't buy. 5 minutes later, the relaxing bath came to an end. Steam curled softly in the air as Jiang Cheng leaned back, feeling refreshed. The assistant smiled and spoke in a polite tone. Mr. Jiang, we're having a reception tonight at the Manhwa Yun. As one of our hotel's super VIPs, you're invited. You're welcome to join if you're interested. Jiang Cheng tilted his head slightly. A reception? What's it for? She explained calmly. It's being hosted by one of our platinum clients. There will be an auction, mostly valuable jewelry and antiques. I see, is there a dress code? Jiang Cheng asked, glancing over casually. It's an internal event. Just a casual auction, no dress code required, she replied with a professional smile. Got it, Jiang Cheng nodded. Later that evening, the grand hall of the Manhwa Yun villa shimmered under crystal lights. Gentle music filled the air as guests mingled with effortless grace. As Jiang Cheng entered, the staff at the entrance greeted him respectfully. This is Mr. Jiang, our guest with the Courtyard Villa Titanium card. Another attendant immediately stepped forward. Good evening, Mr. Jiang. Please, come in. The evening light sparkled like diamonds inside the grand hall. As Jiang Chang stepped through the glass doors, the assistant waved politely. "Mr. Jiang, I hope you have a wonderful evening," she said with a warm smile. Jiang Cheng nodded slightly and walked in, his calm confidence drawing a few curious glances. Inside, the air buzzed with excitement. Elegant guests mingled, glasses clinked, and the host's voice echoed from the stage. 5 million once, 5 million twice, 5 million 3 times, sold. Congratulations to the lucky bidder. Jiang Cheng chuckled under his breath. So the auction's already started. Looks pretty lively in there. He moved closer to the stage, where the next item was being revealed under a brilliant spotlight. The auctioneer proudly announced, "Our next item is a Richard Mille RM brand." Though this brand is relatively young, in just a decade, it has risen to the top tier, comparable to Patek Philippe. The crowd murmured in awe as the dazzling golden watch appeared on the screen. "This is a global limited edition," the auctioneer continued. "Only 10 of these exist in the world. The starting bid is 15 million, and each raise must be at least 500,000. He raised his gavel high. "Ladies and gentlemen, let the bidding begin." The golden watch gleamed beneath the spotlight. A rare Richard Mille RM's, only 15 million to start. In 3 to 5 years, its value will soar past 25 million. He thought it'd be a crime to miss out on a 10 million profit like this. Without hesitation, he raised his bidding card. 15.5 million, bidder number 35. The auctioneer's voice boomed across the hall. "I have 15.5 million from bidder 35. Any other bids?" Another bidder quickly lifted his card. "Bidder 8, 16 million. The auctioneer pointed again. 16.5 million, bidder 35, 17 million, bidder 8, and 18 million, bidder 35. The crowd erupted in murmurs. "Who the hell is bidder 35? He's going all in. 18 million for that watch. Is this guy out of his mind?" Jiang Cheng sat calmly, his expression unshaken. To him, this wasn't a gamble, it was an investment. The auctioneer's voice rang out one last time, hammer raised high. 18 million, going once, going twice, sold. For 18 million, the gavel struck the podium with a crisp thud. Applause filled the room as the host smiled broadly. "Congratulations to bidder 35. As the applause faded, Jiang Cheng casually stepped aside with his glass of champagne. The crowd was still whispering about the mysterious bidder who had just dropped 18 million without so much as a blink. That's when 2 stylish young men approached him with friendly smiles. "Hey man, nice to meet you. I'm Wang Zheng." "Hey Qin Fen," said the other, his tone confident yet polite. A short pause followed before Jiang Cheng replied with a calm smile. "Hello, I'm Jiang Cheng," a nearby guest whispered quietly. "Wait, that's Qin Fen, Madu's #1 rich kid. What's he doing here?" Qin Fen glanced at Jiang Cheng curiously, eyes sharp but amused. "Actually, bidder 8 was bidding for me," he said with a grin. "I could tell you really wanted that watch." "Jiang Cheng, are you an expert in luxury timepiece?" Jiang Cheng chuckled lightly. "Not really an expert," the replied. "Wouldn't even say I'm a collector. I've never bought one before, just trying something new." Qin Fen burst out laughing, giving Jiang Cheng a friendly pat on the shoulder. "Haha, that's wild. Buying an $18 million watch as your first one? Damn, a guy like you. I feel like I should have seen you before. How come you look so unfamiliar?" Jiang Cheng replied casually, his tone calm as ever. "I just got to Madu yesterday. I'm here for university." Qin Fen blinked in surprise. "Wait, you're only 18. He let out another laugh, shaking his head. "That's even crazier. When I was your age, I didn't even have the guts to make a move like that." Wang Zheng grinned beside him, clearly impressed. Even among Madu's elite, it wasn't every day someone dropped millions so casually, especially an 18-year-old student who acted as if it were pocket change. Qin Fen threw an arm around Jiang Cheng's shoulder. "Jiang Cheng, we should hang out sometime." Jiang Cheng gave a small, easy smile. "Yeah." As Qin Fen and Wang Zheng waved goodbye, Jiang Cheng smiled faintly. "See you around." But just as he turned, a familiar blue screen flashed before his eyes. "Congratulations, host. On leveling up, the wealth system had awakened again. For every second he existed in this world, he now earned 1 yuan. Name, Yang Cheng, age 18. Level 7, attractiveness, 85 points." Jiang Cheng wasn't like most people. For a normal person, that might be a lot, he thought, his footsteps echoing down the marble stairs. But for what I've planned, it's barely a drop in the bucket. Just then, a familiar, alluring voice called out from ahead. "You're from the other night." Jiang Cheng stopped and looked up. There she was, the same woman from before, standing elegantly in front of him. He smirked. That's right. Getting paid to spend time with a beautiful woman. That was a wonderful night. The woman frowned, her eyes flashing with surprise and irritation. "You little punk. I thought you were just a poor student, so I took pity on you. I didn't expect you to be some rich kid." Jiang Cheng smiled calmly, his voice low and confident. "I am a student, and right now, I want you to take care of me again. The auction's almost over, and I've booked a courtyard villa nearby. Care to join me?" The woman's eyes sparkled with surprise then amusement. She leaned closer, her tone teasing yet bold. Fine by me. I've had enough to drink anyway. You'd better work harder than last time, though. Jiang Chang chuckled, his golden eyes glinting under the lights. But just as the atmosphere grew heavy, a sudden shout shattered the moment. You Xiao Xiao, you stop right there. The woman froze, her smile fading instantly. Down the corridor stormed a furious man. Zhang Yu, her ex-fiancé. What do you think you're doing? He barked, eyes burning with jealousy. Yu Xiao Xiao crossed her arms coldly. Zhang Yu, what are you doing here again? What I do is none of your damn business. He clenched his fists, his voice trembling with anger. Don't you forget, we're engaged to be married. Yu Xiao Xiao's glare could have cut glass. Engaged. Don't make me laugh. Zhang Yu's voice rose even higher, echoing through the hall. Have you no shame? You're messing around with my best friend, and you still want to get married? Are you insane? Zhang Yu slammed his hand against the wall beside Yu Xiao Xiao, his tone possessive and desperate. That's irrelevant. We had the engagement party. We're engaged, so you're going to marry me. And that's final. Yu Xiao Xiao glared back, arms crossed, her voice sharp as a blade. You're disgusting. You don't even like me. You're just clinging to me as a cover so you can sneak off and play with your little boy toys and girl toys, right? Zhang Yu's face went pale. The crowd around them gasped, but before he could respond, a familiar blue system panel appeared before Jiang Chang. Host, you are now facing two choices. 1. Leave quietly and receive 1 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cosplay outfit and 250 yuan. 2. Go up and slap Zhang Yu twice. You'll receive a 3x enhancement to your physical attributes and 1 bad luck card. Jiang Chang paused, staring at the floating screen. Then a smirk crept across his lips. System, are you kidding me? The system's voice echoed in his mind. Once again, it includes strength, speed, vision, hearing, recovery, and durability. Every physical attribute of the body will be enhanced without exception. Jiang Chang's grin widened. Well, that settles it. This is a no-brainer. In one smooth motion, he stepped forward, and before anyone could react, slap. The sharp sound echoed through the hall. Zhang Yu's head snapped to the side, eyes wide in disbelief. Yu Xiao Xiao gasped, covering her mouth in shock. What just happened? But Jiang Chang wasn't done. The thing I hate most in this world, he said coldly, are arrogant cowards who hide behind money and titles. People like you ruin everything decent about this world. The second strike sent Zhang Yu sprawling to the floor, completely dazed. Jiang Chang brushed his sleeve lightly, as if nothing had happened. He looked down with a faint smile. Pathetic. Yu Xiao Xiao's eyes shimmered, her heart pounding. She couldn't take her eyes off him. On the side of his vision, the system flickered again. Friendliness plus 70-10. Zhang Yu clutched his cheek, stumbling back in shock. Arrest security. Somebody help. He hit me. His high-pitched scream echoed through the hall. Within moments, 2 security guards rushed over. Jiang Chang simply folded his hands behind his back, calm as ever. Gentlemen, no need to panic. Let's talk this out peacefully. No reason to disturb the crowd. But Zhang Yu thrashed wildly, pointing straight at him. What's there to talk about? He hit me. Are you blind? Grab him? Call the police. The guards hesitated. They recognized the faces involved. Everyone in this auction was either rich or powerful. They couldn't afford to make the wrong move. One of them whispered nervously, "Please, sir, don't make this difficult for us. We can't afford to offend anyone." Here, Zhang Yu's face turned red with rage. You all ganging up on me. Fine, I'll call the police myself. And you, he jabbed a trembling finger at one of the guards. You're fired. You can kiss your job. Goodbye. The scene had turned chaotic. Whispers spread through the crowd like wildfire. But amidst all the noise, Yu Xiao Xiao gently stepped closer to Jiang Cheng, her hand resting on his chest. Her voice was soft but steady. Don't worry. If he calls the police, I'll just say he was harassing me and you stepped in to protect me. Jiang Cheng blinked, momentarily surprised. Then, a faint smile curved his lips. I didn't expect her to stick up for me like this. Zhang Yu staggered back to his feet, clutching his bruised face with trembling hands. His pride was in shambles, but his anger burned hotter than ever. A big hotel like this must have security cameras everywhere. I'll get that footage. And when I do, he pointed shakily toward Jiang Chang. Everyone who ganged up on me today is finished. But before his rant could even end, a blood-curdling scream tore through the lobby. Help, murder. Gasps spread like wildfire as a man stormed in, face twisted with rage and a knife glinting in his hand. That tramp from my family is in here fooling around with someone. You people keep talking about client confidentiality and won't let me in. I'll kill every last one of you if you don't hand them over. The crowd panicked. Guests shrieked. Guards froze. The man's eyes darted around until they locked on the nearest person. Zhang Yu. You look like one of them. Zhang Yu's knees buckled. Sir, please, spare me, he stammered, falling backward. The man stomped closer, the knife gleaming under the chandelier light. I have one demand, bring me that cheating pair, or I'll chop every last one of you to death. Zhang Yu's mind went blank with terror. Sweat dripped down his face. No begging won't save me. My only chance is to help him. Forcing a nervous laugh, he shouted desperately to the guards and bystanders. What are you all standing around for? Go find them. Find the people he's looking for. As chaos filled the lobby, Jiang Cheng stood quietly, watching from a distance. The familiar ding of the system echoed in his ears once again. An unexpected special event has occurred. Option 1, flee immediately with Yu Xiaoxiao reward 300 yuan in cash. Option 2, stop the crime. Save the innocent reward +5 attractiveness. And a special technique. Yang Cheng rubbed his temple, sighing softly. Stop the crime. Save the innocent reward +5 attractiveness. And a special technique. Jiang Cheng rubbed his temple, sighing softly. Stop the crime. That means I'd have to save that scumbag Zhang Yu. And I really don't want to do that. He turned slightly, eyes narrowing at the commotion ahead, but for everyone's safety. A small grin curved his lips, and more importantly, for that divine reward, I've got to do it. The system glowed once again. A new card materialized before him, swirling with blue light. Enhancement multiplier card obtained. He raised an eyebrow, amused. This little gift from the system should come in handy. Without hesitation, he pressed the card. A brilliant aura burst from his body. Energy pulsed through his veins, sharp and unstoppable. His eyes gleamed like a predator about to strike. Wow, he murmured, looking down in surprise. Just as I thought, I can feel it, a surge of pure power flowing through every part of me. The air rippled around him. His steps grew lighter. Every movement became sharper, faster, unstoppable. Then the attacker charged forward, blade flashing in the light. But before anyone could blink, Jiang Cheng vanished from sight. A gust of wind swept across the floor, and with a single strike, the man was sent flying, crashing into the marble wall. The entire hall fell silent. Gasps echoed from every corner. Even Yu Xiaoxiao froze, staring in disbelief. He's not just some rich kid, he's a total beast. What kind of insane plot twist is this? Zhang Yu's jaw dropped, eyes wide in shock. Holy shit, he clutched his chest, trembling as the realization hit him. Jiang Cheng wasn't just rich, he was terrifyingly strong. Jiang Cheng glanced over and brushed dust off his sleeve. You should take care of yourself next time. His voice was cool, almost casual, as if what just happened were nothing at all. The crowd erupted into whispers. Wow. That guy's amazing. He took him down in just 2 moves. Yeah, and he's so brave. And totally gorgeous. Moments later, police officers arrived and escorted the attacker away. Thank you for stepping in, one officer said. If you hadn't, this could have ended much worse. But Zhang Yu, still red-faced and shaking, pointed a trembling finger. Officer, I want to file a report, he stammered. This guy hit me. Everyone saw it. He's violent. Don't let him fool you. The crowd watched as the police questioned Yang Cheng. Excuse me, the officer asked. Is it true that you hit him? Before Jiang Cheng could answer, a familiar voice cut through the hall. Yu Xiaoxiao stepped forward, calm but sharp. Officer, that's not what happened. This man was trying to scam me into marriage. The audience gasped. Murmurs spread like wildfire. Zhang Yu froze, his face draining pale. The officer frowned, glancing between them. Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng stood quietly behind her, a faint smile tugging at his lips. And just then, Ding Yu Xiaoxiao's friendliness has increased to 90. Jiang Cheng pulled Yu Xiaoxiao close, voice calm but firm. Don't worry. I'm here now. I won't let that scumbag Zhang Yu bully you again. Her cheeks flushed as she looked up at him, heart pounding. The officer scratched his head awkwardly. It seems this was all a misunderstanding, he said. It's best to talk through these relationship disputes. But Zhang Yu shouted, voice trembling with frustration. What misunderstanding? What are you talking about? There are security cameras here. I demand to see the footage, the crowd murmured again. Jiang Cheng's eyes darkened. His calm smile hardened into something cold. This punk hurt Xiao Xiao, and he's still acting innocent. No remorse, no shame, fine. Let's see how you handle this. He narrowed his gaze, a faint glint flashing in his eyes. System, he muttered under his breath. Activate the bad luck card. As the glowing blue card hovered above Zhang Yu's head, shimmering with energy, words appeared in mid-air. Bad luck card activated. Jiang Cheng crossed his arms with a calm smirk. Let's see how you handle a little karma. Almost instantly, Zhang Yu's phone buzzed. Hello, he barked. A robotic voice replied. This is a fraud alert from the Rural Commercial Bank. An amount of 200,000 yuan has just been withdrawn from your account. Can you confirm this transaction? Zhang Yu's eyes widened. What? No way. That wasn't me. Freeze my account right now. Before he could even take a breath, another person rushed into the hall. Excuse me, is your license plate number 3838? A car just hit a tree outside and the tree crushed your car. You should come take a look. Zhang Yu froze. His face turned pale. Holy shit, he shouted, nearly dropping his phone. The officer blinked, confused. It seems you've run into some more trouble, sir. Do you need? I'm not in the mood to deal with this crap right now. Zhang Yu snapped, bolting toward the exit. Just leave me alone, the hall burst into laughter. Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng stood calmly, his arm still around Yu Xiaoxiao. You reap what you sow, he said coolly. Xiaoxiao, let's go. Yu Xiaoxiao smiled softly, her cheeks faintly pink. Okay. As Su Wan stood her ground, refusing to bow down, a faint blue light flickered before Jiang Cheng's eyes. A glowing screen appeared before him, unseen by others. Mission: help Su Wan out of trouble and gain her trust to sign a contract. Reward: a special bonus upon completion. Jiang Cheng's eyes narrowed slightly. A calm smile touched his lips. Get Su Wan's willingness to sign a contract, he thought. Words alone won't be enough. I need to show her I have real power and real money. He turned back to the showroom attendant. His tone was casual but commanding. I heard there are some conditions for buying your LaFerrari? The saleswoman blinked in surprise. Yes, sir, LaFerrari is a limited edition model. To purchase it, you must verify your capital and already own at least 5 of our cars. Only loyal customers are eligible. Chang smiled faintly. His voice was calm but laced with quiet amusement. So does that mean I'm not eligible to buy it? The saleswoman hesitated. His tone wasn't arrogant. It was confident and effortless. After thinking for a few seconds, she replied, if you really want to buy this LaFerrari, it's not impossible. Jiang Cheng raised an eyebrow, a hint of curiosity flashing in his eyes. Oh, how do you say that? She explained carefully. Because the ordering process is long, some orders aren't delivered on time, so a few can be replaced, but the down payment is higher than usual. Would that be acceptable to you? Jiang Cheng chuckled softly, slipping one hand into his pocket. So that's how it is, he said, his tone smooth and unshaken. As long as it can be sold, I'll pay the full price. The saleswoman blinked in disbelief. Full price? She gasped. Does he even know how much the car costs? Boss Huang frowned deeply, his pride stung. Who does this guy think he is? He muttered under his breath. So arrogant. I want to see if he can really afford it. Even Su Wan couldn't hide her surprise. She glanced at Jiang Cheng, curiosity glimmering in her eyes. A car worth 3 million would make even Boss Huang hesitate, she thought, but he just offered to pay full price for the top-of-the-line LaFerrari. The saleswoman took a deep breath before speaking. Sir, a customized LaFerrari can cost 40 to 50 million. But Jiang Cheng only smiled, calm and unshaken. I know, he said simply, I can accept it. The confidence in his tone sent a ripple through the room. The saleswoman straightened, flustered but professional. Please wait a moment, sir, I'll get our manager. Moments later, the saleswoman returned with the manager. This is the gentleman. The manager adjusted his tie, already curious. I heard someone wanted to buy a Ferrari LaFerrari in full, he said with a grin. So I came to take a look. Didn't expect it to be you, brother Jiang. We meet again. Jiang Cheng smiled politely, his tone casual and calm. I was a little uncomfortable without a car after arriving in Shanghai, he said, so I just thought I'd casually buy one. The whole room froze. Casually buy one. The blonde man beside the manager chuckled awkwardly. Casually? That's the definition of humble bragging, brother Jiang. The manager raised a brow, suddenly more interested. So this is young Master Chin's friend. The blonde man nodded quickly. That's right, I just met him yesterday at the auction. Look at the watch on his wrist. It sold for 18 million. He patted the manager's shoulder, grinning. Old Wang, you're lucky. A big order has come in. Jiang Cheng stood tall, one hand in his pocket, a calm smile on his face. Under the bright lights, the glint from his wristwatch caught everyone's attention. The golden black watch shimmered, a limited edition worth over 10 million. The manager's jaw nearly dropped. This gentleman is so rich. He quickly stepped forward, extending his hand respectfully. Hello, young Master Jiang, thank you very much for choosing our brand. Capital verification is just a formality. If you can buy a watch worth more than 10 million, then purchasing a car should be no problem at all. I'll register your order right away. Everyone around froze, their eyes wide. Even Su Wan, standing nearby, couldn't hide her surprise. Boss Huang clenched his fists tightly, watching the scene unfold. The arrogant smile he once wore was now long gone. The whispers began to spread. He spent over 10 million on a watch, and now 50 million for a car. He might be the richest second-generation heir I've ever seen. The blonde man smirked. Young Master Jiang's net worth must already exceed 100 million, maybe even more. Meanwhile, Boss Huang forced a smile towards Su Wan. Xiao Wanwan stopped staring. I'm suddenly not in the mood to buy a car. His tone turned sly and arrogant again. Come on, go have a drink with me. Make me happy and I might just invest in your company. Su Wan's expression hardened. CEO Huang, I really have to go back for a company meeting later. But Boss Huang's fake politeness faded instantly. His voice dropped cold and threatening. Su Wan, I've been patient with you, but don't test me. You think you're noble? You're not from that world. Su Wan's voice trembled. Boss Huang, you. But before she could finish, the man turned with an angry scowl, his heavy steps echoing across the showroom floor. He stormed away, his face red with humiliation. Suddenly, a calm, confident voice called out from behind. Miss Su. She turned, her long red hair swaying softly, her eyes wide in surprise. Miss Su, are you calling me? The man before her stood tall and composed. Jiang Chung. Miss Su Wan, he said, meeting her gaze. My name is Jiang Chung. I just heard that your investor backed out of your deal, but don't worry. If he doesn't invest, I will. Su Wan's eyes widened in disbelief. You said investing, is that true? Her voice trembled, a mix of shock and hope. Inside, her thoughts were racing. This man, he's far more powerful than CEO Huang. If he really means what he said, it could save my company. But if I refuse Huang's offer, I might be blacklisted forever. Still, I just can't bring myself to compromise like that. For a moment, she lowered her gaze, torn between fear and pride. Then Jiang Cheng's calm voice cut through her thoughts. Yes, it's true, he said, his tone steady and certain. But I have some matters to attend to today. Let's talk about the investment details tomorrow. Su Wan's heart skipped. For the first time in a long while, someone was offering help without hidden motives. She nodded quickly, her lips curving into a relieved smile. Okay, young Master Jiang, I'll wait for your news. She hesitated for a second, then added softly. Would it be convenient to add you on WeChat? Jiang Cheng smiled faintly. Of course, their phones exchanged a small ding, a new connection made. Okay, young Master Jiang, Su Wan said with a warm smile. See you tomorrow. As Su Wan left, Jiang Cheng turned back to the manager. By the way, when can I pick up my car? The manager straightened up immediately. The fastest it'll take is about a year, young Master Jiang. Jiang Cheng raised an eyebrow. A year? He let out a small sigh, half amused, half disappointed. So long. His friend put an arm around his shoulder with a grin. Hey, there's a car show on the Bund in a few days, he said excitedly. They'll have everything Lamborghini Kirin promoters. You can even pick up the cars right on site. Want to check it out? Jiang Cheng looked at him, the corners of his lips lifting slightly. Okay. At Ren Hotel, Jiang Cheng arrived at the event. From across the hall, Yu Xiaoxiao waved at him brightly. Jiang Cheng, here, she called out. She was wearing a light pink dress with a rose at her waist, smiling as she greeted him. Later, the two sat together at the dining table. Xiaoxiao looked at the dishes and said, the crab roe rice here is unique. You must try it. There were also other dishes on the table, fish slices in fermented rice wine, roast duck slices with green onions, and fish head and shredded bean curd sheets. Jiang Cheng leaned a little closer to Yu Xiaoxiao, his voice teasing but calm. But I just want to eat you, he joked playfully. Yu Xiaoxiao's face turned red in surprise. She quickly looked away, embarrassed yet smiling softly. Later that morning, she stretched lazily and said with a tired voice, Good brother, I was so exhausted last night. Please let me rest for a few more hours. Jiang Cheng smiled slightly and replied, It's not impossible, but you'll have to call me by a nicer name. Yu Xiaoxiao thought for a moment, then whispered with a grin, Husband.